Is Barrel Foundation Double Barrel Bourbon the new king under 60 bucks? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, opening as a brand new video. Today, we're diving into a blind that I'm very excited to get into. Some of my favorite whiskeys are double-barreled or toasted bourbons. You know, you're not going into a wine finish, but you're still getting a secondary process that adds some depth into the bourbons. And we've got 5 of them that are on this barrel top right here that are in this blind that are all under 65 bucks. They are all toasted or double barreled bourbons. And we've got the brand new Barrel Bourbon Foundation double barrel in this blind, and I want to see how it fares up against these other 4 bourbons on the barrel top. And make sure you guys drop that like, leave a comment down below on what your favorite toasted or double barreled bourbon is under 65 bucks, and also 100 proof or less down in the comments below. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, check the link out down below for the Patreon. But without further ado, let's start on our right here with a glass letter A. A's nose, I get a medicinal, like cough syrup cherry note. That isn't bad, but isn't my favorite thing in the world. A really nice heavy oak presence. A's nose is really, really nice. It's not the worst thing in the world, but not the best thing in the world. Let's get in the palate. Oak forward. That cherry note is there, but this is very, very soft. It's very easy. It does have a little lingering bitterness on the top of my tongue, not really on the sides or the tip of it, but right down the center line of my tongue does it leave a little bit of a bitterness, but it's very soft and easy to go to. So let's go back in one more time. I like this a lot. It's like I keep saying, it's soft and it's so easy and approachable. It seems like, you know, for the first sip, this is definitely a good whiskey right here. But let's get into glass B and see if it can dethrone A on the top of the podium. Here we go, on the nose. Oh, this is really nice. This one's marshmallowy. Like marshmallow fluff, like out of the jar. A touch of a nuttiness. I like the nose on this one, maybe a little bit more than A, only because it doesn't have that medicinal note. And it's really, really sweet. Let's get in the palate. This one right here has a burnt caramel. It leaves a little bit of a lingering burnt toastiness on your tongue, a little bit more than A does. It doesn't have the full-bodiedness that A had. A was a little bit more richer and complex, whereas B is a little bit more of a one-note wonder, doesn't really give much more after that. Let's move into C. C's nose is a leather punch. I like C's nose a lot. It smells like it almost has more age to it. It smells like it's got more going for it. I get some chocolate notes, almost like a nutty dustiness. This one definitely has a lot more oaky presence to it. And the age might come from that secondary age, barrel char and toastiness, double barrel, whatever you want to do with this. I like it. Let's get into the palate. From everything I said about the nose being a little bit more age, a little bit more of a punch to it, C's palate kind of falls flat. This does not have any kind of finish compared to even glass B's finish, which was very, very short. C's finish is almost non-existent. And it's very, very, it's a shame because the nose was so nice and the palate just falls so flat. Let's get into glass letter D. Wow, the nose on D is really, really nice. It's almost like it's got like a vanilla ice cream, butterscotch, like Werther's. And the one note that I'm getting in this is a crimpet, a butterscotch crimpet, the cakey doughy cake with the butterscotch icing on top. Really, really nice. I like the nose on D's the best. Let's get in the palate though. D's experience is the best from the beginning of the palate all the way to the finish. The finish is where this thing shines through compared to the first 3 sips. Glass letter D is the sweetest, it's the boldest, it's the most complex. As I'm still talking here, the finish is still going through, and I'm still getting lingering remnants of D's palate, which was really, really nice. It's sweet, it's got that vanilla note, but it's not overpowering. The marshmallow note comes through, and a little touch of a graham cracker. This is very s'mores-like. I get some chocolate notes. I really do like this. I want to go back in one more time and see if that maple note comes through that I found on the nose. Oh man, that is really, really good. Scrumptious, I might say. I'm not finding the maple on the palate like I was on the nose, but we've got one more glass to get into. We've got letter E. Let's see what this nose is all about. Raisiny. Whoa, raisins and craisins and dates and prunes. Really nice dark dry fruits on this. All of these noses have been completely different. Really, really interesting on this thing right here. I dig this thing a lot. Really, really nice fruit notes on here. It's got more of a cinnamon and baking spice punch compared to the first four as well. Much different than the other ones. Let's get into the palate. Palate of this one is very cereal-like. Kind of reminds me of Captain Crunch or Corn Flakes or something very, very corn-like cereal. Corn Flakes, something along those lines with the powdered sugar on there. But it has more of like a coffee cake finish with the coffee cake crumble on top, the brown sugary notes on there. I'm finding so many different things, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around what I'm trying to find here, because that is definitely, the last two are by far the best two sips out of the 5. But we're going to go back in one more time, fast forward through this so you all don't get bored, and I'll see you all on the other side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our final order for this toasted barrel, double barrel, 100 proof or less, $65 or less blind that we have on the bar, and I can't wait to find out what our winner is. We had letter C, letter B, letter E, letter A in second, and letter D in first. D was definitely by far the best nose into the palate, into the finish experience. A was really, really still medicinally cherry, like cough syrupy on the nose, but the palate was really, really nice. Letter E's nose was the shining star on this, and then the palate was really good, but it didn't quite, but that cereally note didn't quite compare to letter A on the palate, but I really did enjoy the finish, and these last two over here just kind of fell flat compared to the other top 3. So without further ado, let's find out what letter C's number is. It is going to be number 3, as you guys can see. And number 3 is going to be Elijah Craig toasted barrel at 94 proof, as you can see there. It's a bottle that is very interesting, because some people jack that bottle's price up like you wouldn't believe it. I don't think it's worth anything more than $55-$60 at most, and it didn't even compete against these other top 3 at all. So here we go. 4th place, we've got letter B, which is number 2, as you all can see on the bottom there. Number 2 is going to be, very interesting, the Old Forester 1910 Old Fine Whiskey, as you guys can see on the back there, number 2, which is 4th place. I like that bottle a lot, but we've got 2 of the lower proofers coming in here, and I don't think that they were really the proof really showed through here, but I do think that it goes to show what proof can do. But nonetheless, we still have Woodford Double Oaked, which is the lowest proof out of this entire lineup. So here we go. Letter E in 3rd place. We're on our podium. We've got number 1, which means number 1 is going to the Yellowstone Toasted 100 proof, as you can see on the back there, number 1. And that means we've got the highest proof, or tied for the highest proof, and the lowest proof for first and second place. This is fun. This is really fun. We've got letter D in first and A in second. So you always want to know what the winner is, and the winner is number 4. As you all can see there on the bottom, number 4, and the second place, A, is number 5, which means they're staying in the exact same order that they are here. Woodford Double Oaked, number 5. And the brand new Barrel Bourbon Double Oaked Foundation, number 4, is our winner. And it just goes to show just how darn good this bottle right here is. I love everything about this bottle, from the initial nose into the beginning of the palate all the way into the finish. Make sure you guys drop that like, smash that subscribe button, leave that comment down below on what your favorite, $65 or under, 100 proof or under, double barrel, toasted barrel, whatever you want to call it, bourbon is, in that comment section below. But until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.